I appreciate that, and I echo your comments about the background of our witness today. And we've had an opportunity to discuss a number of things over the years, and we discussed the subject of the Ukraine grain shortage and the spillover effects that are there in my office. And there are three questions that come from that should be a part of the record that we'll build today on this issue. And that is, first of all, how concerned are you by the food crisis that has resulted from Russia blocking Ukrainian grain exports to Africa? And you know that I've had an interest in this for quite some time. Secondly, what will be the longer-term security effects of this, and what more should we do with our European and African allies and partners to address these problems now?
Senator, thank you. Indeed, in my role as the commanding general of U.S. Army forces in Africa, this has weighed pretty heavily on our minds. The grain shortages that we're experiencing from both Russia and Ukrainian production being unable to come out of the countries in large volume or being sanctioned and not being sold are being felt on the African continent. They were felt very quickly. I was recently in Kenya, and there was a significant impact there already. We know that in other countries such as Tunisia, the prices have skyrocketed for basic foodstuffs. So there is food insecurity in Africa that is being provoked by the shortage of grain. It's of great concern. In many cases, these are countries that don't need an additional challenge, and those additional challenges we will have to help them with at some point. This will largely be a European concern because of the close connection between African security issues and European security issues. With regard to what to do about it, there are many proposals, Senator, being batted about right now, many different ways. Some of them are very, very positive. We think there are about 20 million tons 22 million tons of grain in Ukraine backed up, waiting to be pulled out. Some of the ports we're attempting to use, the Romanians have made the port at Constanta available, only does about 90,000 tons a day. But the German Deutsche Bahn has recently stepped up. That's the German National Railroad Agency, and they are doing what they call a Berlin train lift, an analogy to the Berlin airlift, to dedicate trains to pulling wheat right out of Ukraine into Western Europe. Poland has established a new border crossing regime with Germany in order to facilitate that. So I think some efforts are taking place. Much more remains to be done, Senator.
Good. Very good. General Cavoli, General Walters testified before this committee, and it sounds almost impossible, but he said that our troops' ability to deploy from the United States and be up and running in less than a week to deter further Russian aggression was made possible by the funding through the European Deterrence Initiative. This committee spearheaded this initiative after Russia first invasion in 2014. Do you agree with General Walters' assessment? And what ways have you seen the EDI enable our robust response? It's almost, it's very difficult to understand that this was possible.
Senator, with EDI over the past few years, the U.S. Army, in conjunction with U.S. European Command, has placed large amounts of very modern equipment, brigade combat team sets, in storage in Europe. And we've also used the funding to practice flying over and drawing that equipment on short notice. And in the beginning of this crisis, when we got the order to activate and deploy the 1st Brigade of the 3rd Infantry Division out of Fort Stewart, Georgia, we were able to do so very quickly. We moved all the troops in about 4 days by aircraft, and those troops, the first of them, were putting rounds downrange in less than a week. And by the end of 3 weeks, every single screwdriver in the brigade had been issued, and they were ready to roll any place.
Yeah, and that could not have been done. It wouldn't be possible, and a lot of people thought it wasn't possible if it hadn't been for the preparation that you mentioned, that you had the foresight to ready yourselves.
100%, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.